was right. I knew it. Like, it ain't no doubt about that. P. Diddy was doing all that. And like I say, I don't judge because I've been around people doing, but these hard they was doing and just, I ain't gonna lie, it was orgies and stuff going on. So all of this stuff going on, I'm like, why is people doing stuff all in the open? Like, that's just offending me in the period.
What if I told you Hollywood's darkest secrets are spilling out and Joe Rogan is holding the flashlight? Yeah, things are getting real and it's all going down because of Diddy and has recently dropped some shocking insights that are sparking fresh concerns about the hidden side of Hollywood's elite. And according to Rogan, there's more going on than just a wild night out. It's what goes on behind closed doors that's raising different questions. So what exactly are these disturbing rules that guests allegedly have to follow to even get inside? Well, you might want to sit down for this one because these party rules sound more like something out of a nightmare.
Do you think that we're going to get the names from the Diddy parties, or is that going to go away?
I think that one's going to come out.
Are people being paid off right now?
No, I think Diddy is probably a spiteful man, and he probably is going to be in jail for the rest of his life, right? And they're probably going to sing a song.
No, I'm saying how many people are getting paid right now to shut up? Like, how many cases are falling apart? Because I'll tell you this.
I don't know if that's really going on. This is the thing. We don't know who's involved in this whole Diddy thing. Is this an intelligence agency thing where they were trying to compromise people that were famous and get them to endorse certain political candidates? Is it that?
Or he's really close with Obama.
Or is it really just Diddy masterminded the whole thing like a fuck gangster?
Hey, bro.
Diddy's parties have been known for years. A-list celebrities, politicians, and Hollywood's most powerful folks gather at these events. And these are not the kind of parties where you snap pictures for Instagram. Instead, there's some sort of mystery. And over time, rumors have only deepened that allure, with many people wondering what exactly goes on behind those guarded doors. Joe Rogan recently turned his sights on these parties. His curiosity led him to pull back the curtain on Diddy's and what he found shocked even him. And just wait what Joe uncovered about the rules these parties allegedly enforced will blow your mind. One of the most disturbing claims surrounding Diddy's parties revolves around the alleged no devices policy, a strict rule that required all attendees to hand over their phones upon entry. It's not unusual for high-profile events to ban devices to protect privacy, but here it created an atmosphere where guests felt compelled to play by the rules.
Excuse me, I need the phones, guys. I need your phones. I need your phones. I need your phones. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And Quincy, I know you have 2 phones, Quincy. Oh, there you go. That's what I love. Yeah. Just Glow. So proud of you, Just Glow. Look at that. Got all the phones. Do I have everybody's phones?
So we got 2 cars. We got this car and the car over there. How would you like to?
Yeah, we can go get him when we finish.
With no devices allowed, there was a complete blackout on any photos, videos, or outside contact, turning the entire place into a bubble where anything could happen and nobody outside would ever know. This secrecy set the tone, creating an environment where guests felt isolated, with no chance of any leaks or evidence making it to the outside world. But an even more surprising factor was the alleged presence of kids at these events. According to Joe Rogan and other sources, there were specific rules in place for children. Curfews were set, and certain areas were off limits for them once the party heated up. It's one thing to have kids around at family gatherings, but these gatherings were far from your standard Hollywood get-togethers. Rogan hinted at the chilling reality of kids being in attendance but separated as the adult activities grew more intense. This isolation, mixed with the lack of any device to capture what was happening, adds a different layer to the claims. It left us wondering what kind of environment these children were really being exposed to, and if people in charge actually had their best interests at heart. Well, the details don't end there. Sources suggest that as the night went on, children were quietly moved to different areas, away from the adults, sparking even more questions about what was really going on.
Yeah! Good, you're doing so good.
I just want to say,
This is the most disturbing Diddy clip that I've seen so far, and it really honestly makes you realize that everyone who went to these parties isn't so innocent.
Okay, we gonna have DJ Cassidy right now get on the 1s and 2s. We fed y'all, we gave y'all some drinks, now it's time to enjoy life. This is a celebration of life. This is a legendary white party. It's the real white party. Make some noise if you've been here before. Okay. And to all the kids have like an hour left. So get extra comfortable, kids, because after that, y'all gotta go. It's a wrap for y'all, because this thing turns into something that when y'all get older, y'all don't want to come to. Okay? So, let's just start to get our groove on a little bit. In an hour, we put the kids away. It's all good. All right, DJ.
The strict enforcement of rules, these aren't the things you'd expect to hear about a typical party. And the image it creates is far from glamorous. Rogan and other sources painted a picture that's as dark as it is disturbing. Now, if you thought this couldn't get more twisted, just wait until you hear which celebrities were reportedly in on this. So, let's talk about the guest list because it's stacked with some of Hollywood's biggest names. Stars like Leonardo DiCaprio, Mariah Carey, and other Kim Kardashian were present at Diddy's parties. There's been a growing curiosity about what these famous faces might have witnessed and whether they ever stepped in to question or stop what was happening. Witnesses claim that at these parties, celebrities were not just passive guests but saw things that would shock anyone. The craziest part is that these A-listers didn't step in, even as things allegedly crossed a line. Joe Rogan, who's seen more than his share of celebrity behavior, was shocked about this, voicing his disbelief over how these major stars could sit back and just let things happen. According to Rogan, these icons were so caught up in the that they turned a blind eye, allowing the alleged strange and questionable activities to continue night after night.
I said a possibility that he is the gangster and he ran this whole blackmail operation himself.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Listen,
that
the guy was
sure.
involved in music, right?
Yes.
And you get compromising information on these guys and get them to
100%.
sign very unfavorable contracts.
Yes.
Like, what better way
That's
to get a
what I
guy
think.
to sign an unfavorable contract where you're going to get billions, because he was a billionaire,
Yes.
right? You that guy
Yes.
and film it.
Yes.
And you get video of your boys that
Yes.
guy and filming it.
Or
You
you
let
get
him
a
know
fucking
you
younger
always have
and then
that.
underage girl
Well,
or
you put
something.
these guys on GHB or
Yep.
whatever the they're putting them on. They're out of their
blow their
minds.
assholes
They
out.
don't know what's going on.
This reaction from Joe Rogan added more fuel to the fire. He expressed his disbelief while being shocked that no one from Hollywood ever said enough. But it's not just the guest list that's shocking. Let's talk about the people who saw this stuff. One of the most disturbing revelations about Diddy's parties comes from a former guest named Tanya, who has come forward with chilling accounts of what she saw.
So we get there, and that's when stuff got weird. And that's why they lock up our phones, because they know what we see in there, it's he can get in trouble, like right now. So basically, we arrived, security guard patted us down. They put our phone in this little bubble case. So the bubble case is closed. They can't get unlocked until we walk out. So I'm walking around or whatever. So one of his sons, I'm not going to tell you which one, but it was like recruiting like whoever they wanted to go inside the house, because the is inside the house and in the backyard.
Tanya's testimony paints a picture that goes well beyond wild Hollywood parties, diving into a much darker side of these exclusive events. According to her, there were strict rules in place from the moment you stepped in. Beyond the usual no devices policy, Tanya described how guests were directed to specific areas based on their level of access. Some people had permission to roam freely, while others were kept out of certain rooms where the real action went down. One of the most important details she shared was about the so-called rooms. These areas were hidden and were accessible only to certain individuals and featured adult activities that were uncontrollable. According to Tanya, the environment in these rooms was far from what most people would expect at a party. She described scenes that were not only bizarre but extremely terrible, leaving guests feeling uncomfortable and confused. But the most horrible part includes young folks dressed in costumes that would be more fitting for an adult-themed party. Then there's this disturbing Harajuku doll allegation. Some witnesses claim that at these parties, there were individuals dressed to resemble Harajuku dolls, a style heavily associated with youth and innocence in Japanese culture. To see these figures present at an adult-themed party raised a lot of eyebrows and set off even more alarm bells. Many people are questioning the presence of these dolls and the role they played in these gatherings.
I don't judge people, because at the time I was just smoking. But when people are out of their mind, and when people, what you don't want to be a part of. And it's just like, I'm seeing stuff that you see on the movies. This corner, this got going on. This corner, they over here doing this. This corner, they over there having. This corner, I'm just going to say, because I don't know what I can say because I'm not trying to be incriminating myself, but they were dressed up like little Harajuku Barbies.
Like what?
Little people, okay? We're not going to say what type of little people, but like a fetish. And I'm looking like, what are they doing here? Like dressed up, little red lipstick, like they weren't supposed to be there.
These stories have pushed public discomfort to new heights, as they suggest a level of recklessness that most people would never associate with high-profile. These accounts have been disturbing enough, but the legal cases building up could mean much bigger consequences. The floodgates seem to have opened, and Diddy is now facing more than few lawsuits. The list of allegations is extensive, involving an alleged 120 victims over the years, some of whom were innocent minors. In recent weeks, more lawsuits have emerged, each one revealing additional details that paint a troubling picture. New accusers have stepped forward, filing claims that depict a pattern of wrongful behavior spanning years. Some of these claims are allegedly linked to situations that happen in the same famous rooms, adding credibility to the testimonies from people like Tanya. For the victims, this moment represents a chance to finally confront what happened and possibly get justice after years of silence. Joe Rogan hasn't held back his opinions on this situation, questioning whether true justice will be served in this high-profile case. Given his massive platform, Rogan's perspective has resonated with audiences who are equally doubtful. He's raised concerns about the power dynamics at play, wondering if Diddy and others in his circle might use their influence to dodge accountability. For Rogan, this isn't just about one man, it's about Hollywood. He has claimed that the outcome of this case could encourage others in the industry to step forward about similar behavior. And if that wasn't enough, fans' reaction has been nothing short of explosive. People have flooded social media with posts condemning what they're hearing, questioning how such behavior went unchecked for so long. People are openly criticizing not just Diddy, but the entire Hollywood celebrities that allowed this to happen, suggesting that this scandal is only scratching the surface of a much bigger conspiracy. Well, these revelations are bringing back memories of past scandals, raising the question of whether Hollywood has learned anything from previous mistakes or if these patterns just keep repeating. Joe Rogan's words have added fuel to the fire, with his listeners questioning whether other high-profile names might be connected to these kinds of events. He suggested that if one case this disturbing comes to light, there's a chance that more people in Hollywood could be implicated. This theory has sparked a wave of speculation about who else might have been involved or witnessed these parties. Hollywood's power structure is under scrutiny, with fans demanding transparency and accountability from celebrities who've been in the spotlight for years. A person commented saying J-Lo and Beyonce should never be. They are not innocent in this, and it sickens me to see them idolized in any way, shape, or form after learning this especially. Another one wrote, "Let us learn to never place any man upon a pedestal again. The ones who we have are all freaks, thus making us ourselves complicit. Only Christ is good." Closing out his thoughts, Joe Rogan didn't mince words. He believes that Hollywood has a long way to go in holding its own accountable, and warned that if this case doesn't end in justice, it could erode public trust in the industry further. Joe Rogan has voiced his hopes that Diddy's present situation could be a major turning point for the entire industry. And as we wrap up this whole situation, let's take a moment to step back and really consider what these allegations mean for Hollywood. The accusations surrounding Diddy's parties, the hidden rooms, the strict rules for attendees, the talks around underage guests are disturbing on so many levels. If these testimonies are true, they reveal a world of secrets, lies, and cover-ups that goes well beyond what we thought we knew about celebrity culture. And with more victims speaking out and more lawsuits emerging, it's clear this story is far from over. So, what do you guys think? Do you believe these allegations? And just how deep do you think Hollywood's cover-ups really go? Is this case just the tip of an iceberg we've barely started to see? Drop your thoughts below, because this conversation needs to be heard. And you'll definitely want to stick around for what's next. We'll keep covering every new update in Diddy's case and bring you the latest on other Hollywood scandals that are just as jaw-dropping. So hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming up next.